This is not a scientific fact. Okay. This is a law formula. This is a rule formula. This is a logistical formula. And the reason I put it in brackets is because it's like a code. It's actually like 4 separate codes that simultaneously function at the same time. Okay? As one code. The code of everything. This is the code of everything. This is like one of my greatest um, codes I've ever made because it's not it's not what you think it is until you understand all of the context of what it is. It's an infallibly true thing, like 1 + 1 = 2, but it's also more like a function code, meaning it's processing stuff, it's creating stuff, it's always eternally creating and filtering stuff, and putting stuff into its order, every little thing. All right. Now let me show you something really cool. Here's my Instagram. This is one of my friends. I used to work with him. I told him this, and it was a revolutionary thing to him. Pretty, like, very much. He tattooed it onto his arm. Everything is not, is both, is neither. Okay. The reason why this is such an important code is it's basically a logistical upgrade for consciousness. This will actually, if you believe in this and understand it and install it into your consciousness with your beliefs and practice it, it will upgrade you from, like, let's say, a 2-dimensional being to a 4-dimensional being. This logistic is a 4-dimensional being upgrade. What does a 4-dimensional being upgrade mean? It means right now, most people or a lot of people are either in this yes or no 2-dimensional being state of being, right? This is not a yes or no formula. This is a 4-dimensional formula automatically. It doesn't work exactly like that. A 4-dimensional being is technically a scalar being, which we are 4-dimensional beings naturally. You're mostly perceiving 2 dimensions with your eyeballs. And if that's all you really pay attention to, then you're a 2-dimensional being more. All right. When does it become a 1-dimensional being? 1-dimensional beings are illogical and do not exist unless from another perceiver, because you can't perceive them. They're in a 1-dimensional space and they cause little to zero change upon the alternate perceiver. Doesn't matter. Everything is, everything is not. Like, that's just basic duality. And that's what a lot of people are practicing. What a lot of people aren't practicing is everything is both, which means all three of them. A lot of people are practicing this, like, duality, like, oh, they said this. Oh, I'm going to say that. Oh, they said this. I'm going to say that. Oh, they said that. I'm going to say this. What you should be doing, that's called discord, actually. That's the action of discord. That's actually a sin. This is a sin. It's less of a sin because it's more so sinless. Like it's not even a sin in the first place. It's not a wrong if you consent to it. If you have two consenting parties, it doesn't really matter. Arguing doesn't matter. Fighting doesn't matter. You know, these things are sin when you don't consent. All right. Discord is not necessarily a sin, but instead more of like a hell virtue, meaning you're going to have a bad time doing this action. If you instead select both more often, it's going to be a heavenly virtue. All right. Everything is neither. If you can simultaneously think like that, that's more of like a peaceful virtue. This is like a peace law formula right here. Not just a peace law formula, it's like a trump card. It's logistically greater than Concord or Discord. I mean, this would be Concord, this would be Discord, right? And this would be peace and a little bit, you know, Concord is like yay, you got an upgrade. Discord is like shut the fuck up, I hate you, oh my god, right? Neither is like all of it at the same time. That's like life. Okay, this isn't a life formula. This is like this is a logistical upgrade from binary. Okay, if you're a binary conscious being, people call you a binary conscious being. You're arguing all the time. This will change that. This is a psychological therapy tool that I invented that's super advanced. All right. You have to think like that at every single moment though. The moment you select just this, you have to go try to select all of it at the same time. All right. And here's how you practice. Somebody selects everything as not and just uses one of the versions of not, right? That's not this thing. All right. The first thing you got to do is go, how is it a thing? How is it both? How is it neither? How is it nothing at all, basically? It's nothing at all to a non-perceiver, a new being, a non-existing being creates that thing as nothing. A super wise being creates that thing as both a thing and not a thing. Not only just because it's not a thing to like a non-perceiver or a new being, but because it's not a practice to an even wiser being, right? And then when you get to the point where you're not single targeting them, right? Where you're like, everything is not, everything is both, everything is neither. Instead, you're not single targeting them anymore. You're using them all at the same time. That's when you master it. That's when you master everything.